What's up guys? Welcome to another Random Thursday video. Now this week I had planned on doing a challenge video, but I ended up getting sick. So I'm going to put that off until hopefully next week I'll get to that. But I didn't want to invite my guest over to help out with that when I'm sick because I didn't want to get them sick. So I'm going to put that off for another week. And I had a couple other videos lined up, so I decided to take one from my list that I had put together and do that. So this week I'm going to be talking about Pet Peeves Driving Edition, because we all have things that other drivers do that annoy us when we're driving. And I do a lot of driving because I drive 40 minutes to work every day. I drive an hour and 15 minutes to go visit my family, so there are a lot of things that can annoy me when I'm driving because I have such long drives. So some of them are a little bit petty. They're just things that kind of annoy me that people do, and some of them are major that people should not be doing. But let's get to it. So the first thing that annoys me is a little bit smaller. It's not necessarily that serious, but people that don't stop at stop signs. They just kind of roll through the stop sign. I don't know if they're trying to beat other people to the stop sign or if they're in that much of a hurry, but it takes you like 2 seconds to come to a complete stop. Just stop. It's a stop sign. It's there for a reason. I don't know why it annoys me so much when people do that, because everyone does it. Everyone rolls through stop signs, but for whatever reason, it just annoys me. The next thing on my list is people who don't stop for people in crosswalks. They just blow by them even if they see them. I get if you don't see someone or see a pedestrian in a crosswalk, sometimes it's hard to see them, but if you see someone in a crosswalk, just stop. I've seen lines of cars that just blow by people in crosswalks and just don't stop. I'll be stopped on one side, and there'll be a whole line of cars on the other side that just blow right by. Even though I'm stopped, they just continue on their way and don't let people cross. I find that really annoying because I'll sit there and wait for like 15-20 seconds for cars on the other side of the road to stop for these pedestrians. And sometimes I just wish I had like a reflective vest or something in my car so I could just get out and physically stop traffic, because people just don't do it. I don't know why. It should be common courtesy. If you see someone in the crosswalk, just stop. I get if people are trying to cross in the middle of the road or something, they're just trying to frog across, but just, they're in the crosswalk. That's what it's there for. Just stop. It takes like 10 seconds for a person to cross the road. You shouldn't be in that big of a hurry that you can't sacrifice 10 seconds to let someone cross the street. Alright, for the next one, I'm sure we've all seen people doing crazy things while they're trying to drive. I've seen people doing their makeup. I've seen girls brushing their hair. I saw a guy who had his laptop sitting on his dashboard, and he wasn't on it, but he had like a movie or a show playing on his computer while he's driving. No one else is in the car. You could clearly see it wasn't like a GPS, it wasn't a map or anything like that. He had a laptop playing a show, and I don't know if he was actively watching it or just listening to it, but there's no reason for you to have a laptop on your dashboard. If you're going to listen to something like a podcast, set it on your seat. You don't need it in front of your head or in front of your windshield, blocking your view to see the road or anything. Just why even have it up? But we see people like that all the time, just doing crazy things. People eat, that's more of a common one. People eat when they're driving. But there's no reason for you to do anything when you're driving. Just get from point A to point B and then do whatever it is you gotta do. If you're running that late that you're having to put makeup on in the car or brush your hair in the car, just don't do it, or take the extra like 30 seconds to do that at home. There's no reason you need to do that while driving. For makeup, you don't need makeup. It's not something you need to wear. I don't wear it ever. Hardly ever do I wear makeup. So if you're putting that on in the car, if you're looking in your rearview mirror to put your makeup on, or flipping down your visor to look in that tiny mirror to try and do your makeup while you're driving, no, just don't wear makeup that day. It's not gonna kill you. Another thing that bothers me is people who drive with headphones on. They literally wear headphones in their ears, or the huge like gaming headphones. I'm not talking like a little Bluetooth earpiece. I'm talking like actual headphones that people wear. I don't know if they're listening to music or something from their phones, but there's no reason for you to be wearing headphones while you're driving. If you're wearing headphones while you're driving, you can't hear what's going on around you. It's just going to cut off any sound from the outside. And you're not going to be able to hear people around you that are outside, other cars. You're not going to be able to hear emergency vehicles that are coming up behind you or that are coming from the sides or whatever. You're going to have to rely on actually seeing them. You should not be wearing headphones when you're driving. And that kind of leads me into my next thing about emergency vehicles. You know, if you're wearing headphones, you're not going to be able to hear them coming up behind you. And you're not necessarily going to be able to move over unless you specifically see them in a mirror or out your window or something. Then you can go ahead and get over. But if you're wearing headphones, you might not know they're there until they're literally right behind you and you're holding them up and being in the way. So don't wear headphones. And my biggest issue, my biggest pet peeve out of anything are people that don't move over for emergency vehicles, whether it be police, fire, ambulance, tow trucks on the side of the road that are just trying to do their job. People seem to forget that they need to move over. And I really, really wish there was some way we could enforce this better, because there is no reason why you can't move over and just let those people do their jobs. Just move over. And I realize sometimes you can't always move over. If there's a ton of traffic or something, not everyone can get into the next lane. But if you can't move over, you better slow down. And I don't mean 70 miles an hour, slow down to 60. No, you better slow down, because there's people on the side of the road trying to do whatever. You don't know what they're doing, whether it's a tow truck or a police officer who's just trying to conduct a traffic stop. And you don't know where they're going to have to go. They might have to step out a little bit to do something from their vehicle. So you don't want to be riding, the very side of the road, because you don't want to put them in danger. They're just trying to do their job and get home to their families. So you should not be in that lane if you can help it. Or at least slow down as much as you can. I know sometimes it's hard because of traffic, but the people I'm talking about specifically are people that just don't want to move over, or they're not paying attention enough to realize there's an emergency vehicle or a tow truck, and they just run out of time to move over. I don't know what is going on that you don't realize there's flashing lights or vehicles on the side of the road, but it happens quite often, and I don't understand why it could happen. So moral of the story, move over for emergency vehicles, tow trucks, whatever it is, a car sitting on the side of the road. Just move over. It's not worth, putting someone in danger just to be lazy or not care enough to move over. Just get over it. It's the law, and it's not going to help anyone by you just disregarding anyone on the side of the road and just driving by. The last thing I want to tell you guys about to close this out is a story I have from the other day. Basically just people who don't have common sense when driving. I was on Highway 41 the other day, driving home to Berlin, and there was a traffic jam. I was driving, I had just passed a off-ramp on the highway, and I could see cars slowing down, so I just continued past the off-ramp. I figured it wasn't a big deal. So I continued on, and traffic ended up stopping, and there wasn't an accident. Literally nothing was going on. It was just people merging from the far left lane because of construction, and people coming onto the highway from the side road. So there was nothing going on. Traffic just randomly stopped for like 4 minutes. And I was in the middle lane, and there was a lane to my right. And this truck came up next to me, decided he didn't want to wait for an indeterminate amount of time. So he pulls over to the shoulder of the road. And I'm looking at him, I'm watching him, because I'm like, does he have a flat tire or what's going on? Because I literally just saw someone get a flat tire and pull over on the side of the road, so I thought maybe it just happened to him. So I was watching him, and he pulls over on the shoulder of the road, and he throws it in reverse. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, is this guy really gonna do this? Like, the off-ramp was like 75 yards back. It wasn't like, oh, he had to back up 5 feet to take the off-ramp. I'm like, is this guy really doing what I think he's doing? And I throw up my hands, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, and he just, throws it in reverse, and with oncoming traffic, there's still cars coming behind us down the highway, and he throws it in reverse, backs up like 75 yards, takes the off-ramp. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? You can't wait a couple minutes to see, what's going on, or what? You're just gonna throw it in reverse down the highway with oncoming traffic, just so you don't have to wait for a couple minutes, because that's all it was. It was like 3 to 4 minutes that we were sitting in traffic, and then it started going again. I'm like, a Idiot of the Day award right here? Like, what's going on? This guy can't wait? So, that's not little, but things like that people just don't have common sense. You just put everyone in jeopardy behind you because you're just going to reverse down the highway. I don't even know what else to say about that. Just, I wish that guy could lose his license just by me reporting it or something, because that was terrible. That's probably one of the worst things I've seen on the highway. Oh, another thing. One other story I have for you guys. We were driving on 41. I think I was with Tim, but we were driving on 41, and there's a motorcycle. This motorcycle comes flying up, and there's other cars around. It's not like we're the only car. This motorcycle comes flying up in the passing lane, doing a wheelie. And he's doing a wheelie for like over a mile on the highway, going, 80 miles an hour down the highway? Do you have a death wish? What is going on? So we're just watching this guy, and literally, he just does a wheelie down the highway. I'm like, it just blows my mind what people will do, what people are not thinking, apparently. So that's all the stories and pet peeves I have for you guys today. Let me know in the comments what you guys have seen, whether it's crazy drivers who don't think, or just crazy things you've seen while driving. Let me know what you guys want to see for future videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe to catch new videos every Thursday. Also, I'll put the links to my vlog channel and my gaming channel in the description below, so you guys can catch more content from me over there. And like I said, I apologize for not getting you guys a challenge video this week, but with me being sick, I didn't want to get my friend sick, so I'll be sure to get you guys that as soon as I'm feeling better, hopefully next week. And even if I can't do it with a friend next week, I'll figure out a different challenge to do with Tim or something. That way you guys have a challenge video to look forward to. I know I got a lot of good feedback out of that. People want to see more challenges and crazy videos. So I'll get you guys that. Hopefully you guys have a good week this week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.